What's up, everybody? I am going to teach you how to play an original tune of mine. It's unnamed, but it's the last thing that I posted on my Instagram account, and it sounds like this. Okay, so I'm going to take you sort of step by step. We're going to look at three parts to this. We're going to look at the chords. There's two parts to the chords. There's sort of a first layer and then a second layer that harmonizes with the first layer. And then we're going to look at the rhythm, how I play the chords, and then we're going to talk about the melody. 1, 2, 3. So this is in the key of E major, and it opens up with a C sharp minor spread triad. In fact, all we're going to be doing is playing spread triads. C sharp minor is our first chord, which we play like this. 4th fret A string, 6th fret D string, 5th fret B string. These are 1, 5, 3 spread triads we're going to be playing. So here's C sharp minor. Then we're going to go up to E, which is 7th fret A string, 9th fret D string, 9th fret B string. Then we're going to go up to F sharp minor. We're going to play it like this. Second finger is going to go down on the 9th fret of the A string. We're going to put our first finger on the 6th fret of the G string and our pinky on the 10th fret of the B string. This one's going to be kind of a stretch. You could, if you wanted to, put your ring finger where our second finger was, so we're not doing so much of this and more of that. But anyways, this is what you want. There we go. Now the reason that we play this one a little bit differently, like this, instead of this, is because of the move that we're about to do, which sounds like this. Now it's kind of complicated, but it's also not that complicated. So from F sharp minor, what we're gonna do is roll it out, so not pluck it at the same time, but go bum bum bum. Then with our pinky, we're gonna slide down a half step, and then we're going to play the E spread triad that we just played right before the F sharp chord. So it's like this. So I'll do that again one more time, even slower. Then we're going to go down to a B major spread triad. Same fret, but on the E string, so 7th fret E string, 9th fret A string, and we skip the D string, 8th fret G string. So there's our B spread triad. And that whole move together is like this. And what I do is I kind of use my first finger when we're getting near to the root of the E chord, right about here. I'm actually going to use my first finger to bar just a little bit on the low E string as well, so that we're already at the root of our B spread triad. And then we finish it out by going, this is an E major spread triad. Now this is the only one that's not a 1, 5, 3. This one's actually a 3, 1, 5, where we took the third and we put it on the bottom, and our power chord is on the top. We've got 4th fret E string, 7th fret A string, skip the D string, 4th fret G string. And then we're gonna bring this up to an A major spread triad, where our pinky's actually gonna stay in the same spot, 7th fret A string. We're going to bring our first finger up a half step, and this note, 4th fret G string, is going to become 6th fret G string. So that move goes, the bottom note comes up a half step, top note comes up a whole step, and our pinky stays just where it is. It's a great chord change. So the first layer of rhythm chords are like this. C sharp minor, E major, F sharp minor, and then we do this move, which is F sharp minor, E major, B major, and then this is E major over the major third, and then A. That's the first thing that I lay down on the looper. And then after this, I lay down some more rhythm chords that kind of complement and then harmonize with the first layer. But before we talk about those, I want to talk about the rhythm of this whole piece. So I'm counting it in my head in 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Da, 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 So that's the rhythm that I've got going on. And what we're doing is we're arpeggiating all these chords in the rhythm section to that beat. So the first layer, we're playing on 1, 2, 3. So if we're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to arpeggiate the 3 notes of these spread triads on 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. So there you go. It's all, all we're doing is going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, except F sharp minor to E major to B, we're playing all 6 notes of the beat there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. And then when we get to the B chord, we're back to playing just 1, 2, 3. And then we have a little bit of a rest on 4, 5, 6, except I'm going to teach you this super cool move this is a thing I love to do all the time. And it's using little plucks and slaps as rhythmic devices and rhythmic elements. So what we're doing is we're going to pluck the notes on 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to make noise on the other 3 beats by doing this. So we go 1, 2, 3, and on 4, we slap down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what we do is 5, we pluck like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then with our thumb, we're going to hit 6. Here's what we're doing really slowly. So breaking that down with what I'm doing with my right hand is we're going thumb, thumb, first finger for the 1, 2, 3. And then for the 4, 5, 6, I slap my hand down just like this. It's not even a slap, it's a very gentle tap. That's 4. And then with my first, second, and third finger, I'm going to pluck on 5, and then with my thumb, I'm going to pluck on 6. So this is the move. So what you hear is all 6 beats, da 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 da. But we're only actually playing notes on 1, 2, 3, and then on 4 and 5 and 6, we're plucking or doing these sort of rhythmic slaps with our right hand to fill out sort of like, well, it just gives it rhythm, gives it almost like a drum beat a little bit. So here we go. I'll do it again, kind of slowly. There it is. So that's part A. Part B, the second sort of rhythmic or rhythm, the chords, the second layer of chords that I throw down, we're doing this little back and forth thing. So part A, we're going 1, 2, 3, da, da, da. Part B, we're going to fill the other half of that measure. So part A is 1, 2, 3, and then we're just slapping on 4, 5, 6. Part B, we're going to rest and maybe do a little bit of slaps on 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, we're going to play chords so that we get this thing going on that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going back and forth, a little bit of almost like a call and response. We're going to start with an E major spread triad, the same one that was actually the second chord from part A. But remember, we're going to play on 4, 5, 6 and not 1, 2, 3. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The second chord is like this. It's another E major chord actually. 11th fret A string, 9th fret G string, 12th fret B string. Then we're going to do this super cool move where our first finger stays put on the 9th fret of the G string. Our second finger is going to go up a half step from the 11th fret to the 12th fret. And we're going to take our pinky up a whole step from the 12th fret to the 14th fret. So we go. This is a great move. It's actually the exact same move as this. The same thing we did near the end of the chord progression on the first layer, we're going to play the same thing an octave higher. Now, up to this point, we've sort of played the opposite of what the original thing was, or the first layer was doing. So we're playing the other side of the measure. So loop 1 is going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And loop 2 goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, until this point. This is where things get really cool. We're gonna harmonize this move. So instead of like opposing it and playing the opposite, like we were doing up to this point with the second layer, we're gonna play the same time and harmonize it. We're gonna play basically the same rhythm. And it sounds like this. So that's gonna complement this part. It's gonna harmonize it. Here's the move. This is an A major spread triad, 12th fret A string, 9th fret G string, 14th fret B string. We're gonna go A string, G string, B string, da da da, and then we're gonna pull our pinky down a whole step and go back to the chord that immediately preceded this one. This is that E major spread triad, first inversion. And then we're gonna take our second finger down a whole step and play this B chord, which is 9th fret A string, 8th fret G string, 12th fret B string. So that whole move, kind of slowly, is like this. So no longer are we just playing on the 4 and 5 and 6. We're going to be playing the entire, every single note. Da 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 da. And then there, we're going to kind of join back in with the rhythm of section 1, or loop, the very first layer, which is on the 1, 2, and 3. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to wait, 4, 5, 6. We'll have a rest there. We're going to go back to the E major spread triad that we've hit twice now. And then we're going to go to this chord. This is an A6-9, a great chord, 12th fret A string, 11th fret D and G string, and then 12th fret B and E string. Great chord. And that's what we end the second part of the rhythm section on. So that's the whole rhythm section. It's basically 2 layers, and they sort of oppose each other at first. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then they come together for this crazy move, and then they sort of stay together at the end. So part A is going to sound like this. There's part A. And part B is going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll loop it for you real quick. Oh, let me grab my looper. So this is loop 1, where we're going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then there we play all 6 notes. 1, 2, 3. And loop B, so what you end up with is, in the beginning, it sounds like there's consistent 8th notes. Just da 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then they come together, and then they kind of stay together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then they sort of they play the same rhythm sort of at the end. So there you go. That's basically the rhythm section, or the chords, for this whole thing. Now there's a lot going on there. So I wanted to make the melody really simple, so it's not like in conflict with the sort of the busyness of the chords underneath it. We're in the key of E major, so we're going to be using the E major scale, and I'm going to start us right here. 9th fret G string. This is E. And the melody goes like this. So here's what we're doing. It's 9th fret G string, up to the 11th to the 13th. And the rhythm goes 5, 6, 1. Or sorry, it's on the 5th, 6th, and 1st beat of the measure. So if we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're hitting this note, the major third, 13th fret G string, on the downbeat. That's what we want. And then what we do is second step, third step, and then we go up to the fourth step, which would be 14th fret G string, and then back down, 3, 2, 1. And then we go down to the same fret on the D string. This is the fifth step of the scale. We go back up to the third step, 13th fret, first step, second step. And then the last thing that we do is this really cool little harmonized lick, and it's harmonized major and minor thirds out of the E major scale. Sounds like this. It's a very John Mayer inspired little lick. What we're doing is 13th fret D string, 11th fret G string. This is a minor third. Up to a major third. This is 14th fret D string, 13th fret G string. Then we're going to go up to a minor third on the 13th fret of the G string and the 12th fret of the B string. Back down to where we were, major third starting from the 14th fret of the D string. Back to the minor third starting from the 11th or the 13th fret of the D string, excuse me. And then we're going to take this shape and just drag it a whole step down without moving or without changing our shape. And I do throw in this little, like I'd call it an embellishment, this little slide, which is just taking the same shape that we're playing here and moving it up a half step, but sliding from there. So we don't spend very much time playing these because they're kind of ugly notes. You wouldn't want to, they're out of the key, right? You don't really want to play notes out of the key unless you're playing them so fast that you can't even focus on them. So it just sounds like this slide to there. So that little lick sounds like this. Okay. Oh, and then I guess at the very end, I play the same thing an octave higher. Almost identical, but in the next octave up. So we're going to go up here, 12th fret E string, and we're going to play the same thing. So that's first step, second step, third step. That's second step, third step, fourth step, 3, 2, 1. And then we go, that's fifth step, third step, first step, second step. And then this little move, here's the minor third. This would be 16th fret G string, B string, sorry, 14th fret E string, and then 17th fret B string, 16th fret G string. And usually, actually, instead of going all the way up to this major third up here, or minor third, sorry, I might even just play the highest note. This would be, gosh, what, 19th fret E string? I'll sometimes play that one solo. So instead of doing this, I'll do this. So that really slowly, again, is like this. There we go. That's the whole song. So I'll loop it for you again. The unreleased video for this month is this song. So watch that and go jam along with it because now you know how to play it. Here we go. So there's layer 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to do layer 2. 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. There we go. So the melody comes in on 5, 6, 1. So I'll let this loop again and then we'll count it out. So 5, 6, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. play the same thing an octave higher. There it is.